Okay, for those of you that already watched my long version of how to solve this question, or for those of you that don't need to watch my long version, maybe you already understand the basic ideas of how to solve this problem. Here's a short version, but I need to read the problem to make sure we all know what it is. A coffee distributor needs to mix a Kenya coffee blend that normally sells for $8.30 per pound with a breakfast coffee blend that normally sells for $9.90 per pound to create 90 pounds of a coffee that can sell for $9.42 per pound. How many pounds of each kind of coffee should they mix? Write an equation using the information as it is given above that can be solved to answer the question. Use X as your variable to represent the quantity of Kenya coffee blend. Okay, so we know this. We know that we're going to combine a container of Kenya coffee with a container of breakfast coffee. And we know that when you let's call X the number of pounds of Kenya coffee. Let's call 90 minus X the number of pounds of breakfast coffee, breakfast blend coffee. And I say that because obviously the total amount of coffee is 90 pounds. I mean, X pounds plus 90 minus X pounds gives us our 90 pounds of coffee. That's given to us by the problem. Now, we also are given that the Kenya coffee costs $8.30 a pound. And we don't know right now exactly what X is going to be. That's what we're trying to find out, how much Kenya coffee. So if we multiply the number of pounds of Kenya coffee times $8, and I'll put the 830 first as a coefficient. We multiply $8.30 times X pounds of Kenya coffee, and we multiply $9.90 times the number of pounds of breakfast coffee. And when we put those two together, we must end up with 90 pounds of coffee that costs, let me make sure I got enough room to write this on here, 90 pounds of coffee, which costs $9.42 a pound. You know, I hope that makes sense so far. X is the number of pounds of Kenya coffee. 90 minus X is the number of pounds of the breakfast blend. And they each have their own separate price. We combine them and we end up with a big container that contains this blend. Now, let's do the math. Let's do the algebra here. 8.30x plus 9.90 times 90. I've already calculated that somewhere. Yeah, and I'll just put it in here. 891. That's 9.90 times 90 minus 9.90x equals, and then this calculation, this multiplication, turns out to be 847. It's $847.80. That's the amount of the 90, that's what someone would have to pay for the 90 pounds of the mixture. Now, to make it a little more obvious, I'll rewrite this like this. Sorry, X. That's my point. These are like terms. And we have this. Well, let's do this subtraction. This subtraction gives us a negative 1.6x. We subtract 891 from both sides. That'll give us a negative 43.2. Now we divide both sides by a negative 1.6, and we end up with that x that's the number of pounds of Kenya coffee, and 90 minus x, remember, is the number of pounds of breakfast blend coffee, which turns out to be 63 pounds Kenya and 63 pounds breakfast. You can't, I'm just a little bit too low there. 63 pounds of breakfast. And these are the two answers that I entered here, and they were accepted with the green check marks, so we know we're okay.